My name is Sebastian. I'm here with my co-host Jose. How's it going?
Not bad, dude. Let's get this going.
Yeah, let's get this going. Today we're going to talk about buying a truck in a recession. I think topic that is
probably a lot
current.
of guys. It's crossing a lot of guys' heads right now.
Yeah, I've talked to quite a few guys actually asking me, should I buy a truck right now? I'm like, let's talk about it. Let's see if we can extract some value out of this situation that we have, because man, it's crazy out there right now.
Big mess.
It's such a mess. And we're recording this in beginning of April, and everything is slowing down. And what I mean by crazy is freight. Literally, when I looked at load boards, I looked at a couple of different resources drying out. Super volatile, and we'll talk about it. We'll get to it, but we're seeing less business coming in, and just in general planning. For the shop, I think we've still had a significant.
For the shop, I feel like it's still staying busy.
Yeah. We did some staff changes, but I think we're staying definitely.
Leave the old man alone.
So far. So buying a truck in recession. Do you have any questions prepared? I have some stuff that I want to talk about. Do you have anything that you want to talk about?
What are your thoughts on it? Would you recommend buying one? I mean, obviously, if you have some money saved up.
Mm-hmm. So what I would usually say is, it's good to you can see what's happening with the market and what the prices are. If somebody is looking for a truck, they probably look online and
do some research.
Research. So they definitely see, because I do once in a while. I hop on a truck paper or just Google and look for truck prices. And since we were planning on buying this year, I've been researching it, so you see the price dip in some of them.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. From what you were seeing, let's say 2-3 months ago, did it drop?
It did, yeah, it did. And then I see some guys are moving a lot quicker with dropping prices than others. The bigger companies, the bigger dealers that are trying to dump is not a nice word, sell more or get rid of or keep cash flow going. They
doing the big price drops.
Yeah, they're doing the price drops. And here's the big question is, well, how long you can find good truck prices? And I prepped some examples, but how long is the recession going to last? Because let's be honest, we're in recession right now. Okay, so how long is that going to last? Because that's how you want to time your buying your truck. And if you could predict it, then you would be, genius. Yeah. But at the same time, you're not really sure how long is that. Is it going to be a V? Now it's already a U, but it's how long is that a recession going to last? And because there's two ways. You can either still buy, you can still see a little bit more aggressive price drops, and then
down the line, maybe, possibly.
Yeah, but you want to be right ahead of the prices going up, because you see what's happening with. Do you see what's happening with manufacturers, car manufacturers, trucks manufacturers? Right, they're shutting down. They're not producing anything, so there's not going to be new trucks supplying the market. And what might happen is, when we start recovering, the used truck prices are going to go up. And they're going to go up pretty quickly, because even fleets will, if they'll expand, they will buy a bunch of used trucks, which is going to, dry the market out. That's a possibility. So the question is, when
is the right time? When do you hit it?
When's the time to pull the trigger? And I wish I could say 100%
within 2 months or so.
What I think it's if you find a good deal in a truck that you like, or a truck that you would like to buy, and you have the money and you're sitting on a decent amount of money, then it would be a pretty good idea to do it right now. So because
especially if you've been looking at something for a couple months or been wanting to purchase something, and you know what
and you did your
truck.
research.
Yeah, you did your research more than anything, and you see that price drop, go for it.
Yeah. We've seen a pretty significant. So what I can tell you is before I pull the examples, but I've seen some pretty significant price drops, and even one of our customers bought 2015 trucks with 600,000 miles for ridiculous money, like really good, like mid 20s.
The ones that were putting those e-logs on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And those are trucks that were not only well maintained, but we did a significant amount of pre-purchase inspection on it, and definitely worth it, right? With the risk that you're taking mileage, with the mileage, with the DEF and the SCR, I think it's still worth it. So there's definitely deals out there. I got a deal from my wholesaler that if I was in the market for it, I would eat it up immediately. It was that
was really, really good price.
Yeah, you saw the price, and it was
it was what, like a 16, or what year was it?
It was 2016 with the same mileage, almost 600,000 miles, and it was way cheaper than what they paid.
A lot cheaper.
and it was still, but he's fishing out deals like that for me. Yeah. So not for me. I mean, that's what he does. But in general, he's and I trust him because he picks good stuff. So I would definitely buy it if I wanted that truck. So yes, when should you buy a truck? When you're looking at what's happening, do I buy a truck or not? Well, the number one thing is, are you financially set up to make that decision? Which is one, because you can go out and get a loan and buy a truck, or
you're sitting on cash.
You're sitting on cash, and if you're sitting in cash, then you have to have extra cash for things to go south if you're buying a truck like that, right? So, will banks do finance trucks right now? Yeah, I do.
You think so?
Do. Yeah, they do. The cost of money right now is very low, and if you have an account and you have a good you can show not only relationship, but if you can show your, let's say your lifetime of your lanes you're servicing, or the type of accounts you're servicing, or your company's health, they will give it to you.
Give you a loan.
Yeah. I think that's one option, and then if you go out and finance at a good rate.
Good rate, yeah.
That's also a possibility, since the rates dropped, and then you have cash on top of that to maintain it. Yeah. But then now you're going against, how long is this going to last? Because from what I mentioned before, the market is dry, even for spot market. Not a lot of happening there. A lot of guys, all the forums, all the groups that I'm in, it's like people crying pretty badly about not running. And
across the board, it doesn't matter what you're hauling.
Last week I had 5 calls, and I'm not even running an ad right now to hire own operators. Like 5 guys found me asking for work. So
obviously had to turn them down because there's
It's across the board. We're not immune to it. It's definitely time to reflect, and what I always say is how it's the decisions that people made, companies and individuals in 2018 and 19 are not catching up, like the inefficiencies of things you did. Did you overpay that truck? And there are certain deals that I look at that I bought. I'm like, that's what happens when you buy in the up market. But that's the lessons I think we should always take out from situations like that. Is what can you learn, and that's gold right there that we're digging right now. What we're learning about the country and how the whole economy is actually, based.
That's what I was going to ask.
Relies on foreign stuff.
I've been seeing on YouTube trucking companies hiring like crazy. I saw this post. This was like
old news.
Like old news.
Old news. Yeah. My point to that would be the volatility in the market and what's happening there, right? So the volumes are dropping because nothing outside of groceries
is really
reefer is moving. The goods that are selling at stores, but also you have a drivers taking advantage of all the things that are happening and just getting sick and not coming in, right?
Okay.
Or being scared, and that's what you've been happening. So even though the market's drying, some companies might have trouble, some
shortage of drivers.
With shortage of drivers, they will have to outsource it, and like we see up and down movements on the load boards a lot, and decreased volumes on the contracted freight, but the up and down volatility that the spot market's in right now is very it's gonna probably continue for a little bit until we maybe dry out even more to a point where there's just gonna be more drivers than work, which you see a couple day run with a lot of drivers with capacity available, and then a shrink, and then it eases up again. So it's like just you have one spike, like a little bit of a spike, and then very, very crazy times as far as how up and down goes. But no, it's all news as far as drivers, companies hiring. Some companies always hire and just to keep that cycle going, to replace drivers or somebody's not coming in.
Bad drivers or whatever.
Yeah, but it's not the spike in the market we had last 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago.
Because I saw this post. It was like a week ago.
Yeah, we're now below year-over-year percentage in volumes. So it just literally it was up and down.
Okay.
Very quickly.
So yeah, we saw the price drops. We were looking at what, glider kits.
Glider kits. I have some Volvos. I have some Volvos that I actually found that I was looking at. I was going to tell you.
I found out I believe it was a 17 Columbia with a 12.7.
What mileage?
320, and they're asking 84.
Ooh, that's low mileage for 2017.
Yeah, 17.
And it's a Condo Columbia.
Yeah.
Okay.
12.7
manual.
Yeah, 10 speed.
Mm-hmm.
Ratio 342.
And the reason I'm asking manual because I was lucky enough to have automatic gliders, but I know they're not building them outside of. When I was buying them was 2013, 12, 13. They've built it for me, but not from what I know right now. I haven't heard even a couple of the builders that I talked to.
They all come with 10 speeds, right?
Yeah,
13.
Yeah, nobody would put a Eaton automatic in it. And I have one. And
you actually prefer that way? I mean, for your drivers? I mean,
look at the mileage of that truck, man. Have we looked at that transmission?
No.
Other than maybe from my history, since I own it for a long time, I would say I had a handful of times when that transmission made any
possibly
troubles.
XY shifter, harness, stuff like that. But we seen some transmission issues. What was it, last week or?
We have, yeah, but that's a given with climate changes. Going into winter and coming out of winter. Just looking at the harnesses and batteries, but to be honest, even though that Volvo we have with the D12 and the Eaton automatic, 95, that's crazy how that's been holding up. I mean, we're gonna have to thoroughly check everything, and I think the clutches. I was gonna tell you,
starting to go out.
Yeah, we should address it. I will address it soon. But look, so you said 2000.
It was a 17 Columbia. They're asking 84, and it has 320,000 miles.
I think that's a little high. I found 2016 Volvo 670 with a 530,000 mile odometer. And would you guess the price? It's a mid roof, but it's a 2016 530,000 miles
with a D13 and a I-shift
manual.
Oh, manual, 10 speed. What? 45, 50.
39.
39.
Mm-hmm.
That's
See?
Yeah.
So you were
Yeah, dude.
giving me the market in
Yeah.
2000 market price of 2019, 18, even 19, because not 18 would, I think it would be a little more.
I was looking at a couple cameras and those are way.
They're
way
they're
up there.
holding their
yeah.
their
They're
prices.
holding yeah.
We would have to have maybe a comparison of what it was before,
what's yeah,
just to see if there was a price drop. But if you compare 1-to-1 gliders with let's say Volvos, which would we do a significant difference.
Yeah.
The gliders are still holding the prices, but 2012 Volvo 670 double bunk, 640,000 miles, right? So we just had a customer buy 2015 Cascadia for mid 20s, double bunk, nice setup, and they paid mid 20s. What do you think this 2012 Volvo with 650,000 Cummins engine in it?
I would say 34, around there.
Ooh, really?
Or too high, too low?
No, same thing. No, 26.
Oh, 26. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
26?
Crazy. I would say. Let me see if it's a. I don't know.
Yeah, the mileage isn't that bad.
It's not that bad for that engine,
Yeah.
for the ISX. I mean, there's a few things that you want to address.
Yeah.
But not bad, to be honest with you. And then, I had one more. That's a good one. 2018 670 Volvo with a D13, mileage 460.
That's gonna be in the 45s.
Again, 2018.
Oh,
400,000 miles, 460,000 miles, and this is on the, because I found two, and I wanted to ask you for those two. 460,000 miles, 2018 670 Volvo with D13 and iShift.
55, 60.
Close. This one's high 65.
65.
I think they're not adjusting their rate prices yet.
Yeah.
Guess what I found around Chicago, 2018 D13 with an iShift, similar mileage, $48,000.
48.
Mm-hmm. Also double bunk.
And you don't have to travel that far. I mean, Chicago. I mean,
because I was looking at it, and then I was browsing through some of the listings, and I found this. I'm like 65. That's a big price difference right there. Yeah, it's a big difference. So you're gonna have some guys will act quicker than others with dropping the prices, but that will sell for that much when we start seeing demand.
Yeah, 48
for trucks.
That's
but so definitely good. You can find trucks there right now, but being ready to buy a truck with having enough capital for repairs.
For repairs,
always, what? Go ahead.
After having enough capital for after treatment issues.
Yeah. The question is, how do
you prevent that, or
how do you prevent that? Well, the pre-purchase inspection, right? Like, just run the test on the truck, and somebody will give you their best opinion if they run the test right, like we do for our customers. Is this a truck worth buying or not? And then you just have to, then you're just gonna deal with the issues that everybody does when they have a truck like that, and you're either lucky or you're not. Because I know some guys that have bought trucks without checking them, but it was just pure luck. They just bought a good truck, and they're lucky, and they're speaking highly of their truck. But I found also more of those that complain about them and are in trouble than the ones that are actually happy with the emission trucks, newer trucks. I would say $20,000 of additional cash.
Yeah,
just to be
on the safe. Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah, because of the one box or SCR going out, that's gonna push you.
Yeah, and we suggested that to a customer that bought recently just be aware that might be
Yeah.
an expense to you. So the next question is, how long is this going to last? You know, when I pull the trigger, how long is this going to last? And watching the markets and educating yourself about kind of seeing what is happening on the market and where can you go to make money. Because I think if we start opening up in different areas of the U.S., that's where the demand, you're going to start seeing the capacity tightening.
Yeah.
So being willing to go OTR.
Going out of your comfort zone. I get.
Yeah. Go comfort zone and just, I have owners asking me if they should buy trucks. I'm like, but what do you want to do? Like, well, I want to be home. They're like, no.
Especially now with what's going on right now.
There's just so many guys not driving and being on the same boat. Like, no, if you want to be home every day, do not do that.
Yeah, no.
That's our opinion. But I would say, if you guys have any questions about this, comment. We are definitely we're sitting on our YouTube channel, and as Jose, you're jumping in. I saw it. So yeah, we're just leave comments. We'll address anything we can. Ask questions. We're always happy to address them when we record, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Or have any other suggestions for any other videos? We'll go ahead and do another video.
Thank you guys for listening. Subscribe if you haven't. Share, and we'll talk to you soon.